Ever get that feeling? Like life's good, maybe even great on paper, but there's this quiet whisper going, what's next? You're not restless exactly, more like expectant.
Yeah.
Today we're diving into something that might just be the answer. The idea of hosting the prophetic.
And before you picture anything too mystical, let me assure you,
Okay.
this isn't about predicting the future with tarot cards or anything like that.
Yeah, no crystal balls here.
It's far more practical and applicable to your everyday life than that.
Exactly. This is about recognizing the potential for something new, something incredible to unfold.
Absolutely.
It all stems from this book we stumbled on by Tony Francis called A Real Prophet. The title alone was intriguing.
Yeah.
But the way he uses this story of Elisha and the Shunammite woman,
Oh, I know.
mind-blowing.
It's powerful.
Okay, so pop quiz time.
Okay.
Who was Elisha, where's Shunem,
Right.
and why should we care?
Elisha was a prophet, someone recognized as having a direct line to God. He traveled around sharing God's messages, often performing miracles.
Right.
Shunem was a town on his route, a regular pit stop, you could say.
So enter our protagonist, the Shunammite woman.
Yes.
Now she's not just well off.
Yeah.
She's described as great,
Right.
which got us thinking, what set her apart?
That's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
The text doesn't explicitly say, but knowing that she was a woman of status during that time, for her to be considered great,
Yeah.
she had to be someone truly exceptional.
Right.
Especially because she demonstrates this incredible discernment,
Okay.
seeing something in Elisha that went beyond just his appearance.
And that's where the hosting the prophetic part comes in. She
Exactly.
doesn't just offer him a meal.
No.
She goes above and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
This is no ordinary hospitality.
Not at all.
She builds him a whole room,
Wow.
a comfortable space with a bed, a table, everything he needs to feel at home.
She created a haven for him.
And as Francis puts it, the prophetic can pass by you. To stay or to leave, you choose.
That's good.
She saw an opportunity to, I don't know, maybe cultivate something bigger than herself.
Absolutely. And that's the parallel for us even today.
Okay.
The prophetic isn't always a person, you know?
Right.
It could be an idea, an opportunity, a chance encounter even.
Tuesday.
It's that nudge within to pay attention,
Okay.
to lean in, to make space for something new.
So every time we ignore a gut feeling or brush off a new idea,
Yeah.
are we turning away a prophet at our doorstep?
It's possible.
And that's a bit intense, isn't it?
Well, I don't think it's about living in fear of missing out on every little thing,
Right.
but those persistent nudges, the ideas that keep coming back, the opportunities that resonate deep within,
Okay. Good.
those are worth exploring. Those might just be the prophetic knocking at the door of your life, urging you to open up.
The Shunammite woman, she was intentional about creating space in her life for something new, literally and figuratively, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But how do we even begin to do that in our own lives?
Yay.
I mean, not all of us have the resources to build extra rooms.
Right.
It's not about the physical space.
Right.
It's bigger than that. It's
Yeah.
about being receptive, about making room internally for those aha moments.
Exactly. Francis calls it cultivating a posture of receptivity. Think of your life as a garden, not a house.
Okay.
You tend to make sure the soil is right, but you also need to be prepared for what sprouts up, even if it's unexpected.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
But like, what are we planting, metaphorically speaking? How do we prepare that soil in our lives to receive those prophetic nudges?
Well, a big part of it is recognizing that we don't have all the answers. Cultivating a willingness to learn, to be open to new ideas, to maybe even challenge our own assumptions from time to time. That's key.
So being open to being wrong. That one hits a little close to home. But I get what you're saying. Not being so set in our ways that we miss those growth opportunities, those what-if moments.
Right. It's about staying connected to something larger than ourselves. Whether that's your faith, your creativity, a sense of purpose, it's about staying in tune with that and allowing it to guide your decisions.
And maybe that's what made the Shunammite woman so great in the first place.
Speaking of, we learned she didn't have any children, right? Do you think there's a connection there? Was she subconsciously creating space for something new to be born into her life? Literally.
That's the beauty of this story. Francis doesn't spell it out for you.
Okay.
He invites us to consider that possibility, that maybe her actions were driven by a deeper longing, a longing that transcended her material wealth and social standing even.
So maybe what we perceive as lack can actually be an invitation,
Right.
an open door for something extraordinary to come in and fill that space. But it requires us to do the work,
Yes.
to get the soil ready.
And sometimes it requires us to be bold enough to name what we need, even if it feels uncomfortable or vulnerable.
Which leads us to Elisha wanting to bless the Shunammite woman for her generosity. He tells her to name her request, but her response is fascinating, right?
It is interesting. You'd think she would ask for more wealth or something, but she doesn't. It's like she understands that true generosity,
Right.
true hosting of anything worthwhile,
Yeah.
it isn't transactional. She doesn't try to bargain with Elisha or leverage the situation.
Right.
And maybe that's part of what allows her to receive the blessing.
I think so.
She recognizes the inherent value of what Elisha carries,
Yeah.
that prophetic insight,
Absolutely.
and trusts that the reward will come organically
yeah.
from a place of genuine connection. And what she asks for, a child.
Right.
It wasn't just about filling a void in her life, was it?
No, I think it speaks to a deeper longing,
Okay.
a desire to participate in a legacy that went beyond her own existence.
Wow.
She wanted to nurture something new, to
Yeah.
pour into something bigger than herself.
Which, wow, that really makes you think about what we're prioritizing in our own lives.
Yeah.
Are we so focused on acquiring things, on building our own little kingdoms, that we miss the opportunities to be part of something truly extraordinary?
It's a good question.
To nurture those seeds of purpose and potential that are just waiting for the right conditions to bloom.
Absolutely. It's a powerful question to sit with.
It is.
And maybe, just maybe, the answer lies in shifting our focus from what can I get to what can I give?
Yeah.
Because often the greatest rewards come when we align ourselves with something larger than our own immediate desires.
Speaking of rewards, I love this line from the book. Your wealth may be in your pocket like that woman, but the wealth of a prophet is in his mouth.
Ah, that's good.
It's a good reminder that true wealth isn't always about dollar signs, isn't it?
Absolutely. Francis is highlighting the often overlooked value of wisdom, of spiritual insight,
Okay.
of aligning ourselves with the source of guidance that transcends our limited human understanding. It's about recognizing that true abundance encompasses so much more than just material possessions.
It reminds me of that line, you can't welcome a prophet and not embrace the supernatural. I mean, who doesn't want a little more supernatural in their life, right?
Right.
But seriously, what do you think he means by that?
I think it speaks to the transformative power of aligning ourselves with the divine.
Okay.
However we choose to define that, it's about opening ourselves up to the possibility of miracles,
Yeah.
to the reality that we serve a God who is still very much in the business of doing extraordinary things through ordinary people.
But as we see time and time again, even in the Bible, there's often resistance to the prophetic.
That's true.
Remember when Jesus couldn't perform miracles in his hometown because they didn't believe?
Right.
It's like their closed-mindedness,
Yeah.
their refusal to embrace the new thing God was doing through him.
Right.
It literally blocked the flow of his power.
It's a sobering thought, and one we do well to consider. Are we in our own lives so set in our ways, so afraid of the unknown,
Yeah.
that we close ourselves off to the very blessings we claim to be seeking?
It makes that final line from Francis all the more powerful. Your next promotion is on hold until you open the door for the prophet ringing your doorbell. Talk about a call to action. It makes you want to look around and say, okay, who or what is it that I'm missing here?
It's a reminder to stay open,
Yes.
to stay curious,
Right.
to never underestimate the potential for growth and expansion that exists just outside of our comfort zones.
So as you go about your day, your week even, here's something to consider. Is there a room you need to build, a space to clear, an invitation to extend in order to welcome the prophetic into your own life? Food for thought, right. Until next time, keep diving.